put ink in the gun until he's halfway through the tattoo, and he just sometimes likes to just dance all over the top of it with a needle. It's pretty cool.
What else you get done?
I got I'm OG now. OG triple, the career-ending tattoo. That's what that is. I'm never gonna work at IKEA or Amazon because those were my only other two options. If I wasn't doing this, if this didn't pay so very, very well, I'd be at IKEA, not helping customers. Let's welcome to the show our first guest, lyricist, musician, artist, the Reggie Rare, which is where you can find him on Instagram. Reggie, come on in. Welcome. Now, at some point, we might actually figure out how to actually get your music playing.
Okay.
Or we'll just pump it through your phone right at the mic.
Let's do something.
Tell us about yourself at home. And that big star is your camera, I think, or one of them. They're everywhere.
Well, I'm from Palmdale, California. I was born in Riverside, but I was raised in Palmdale. That's my stomping ground. South Central a little bit as well.
That's where Afro Man made famous.
Afro Man definitely put Palmdale a little bit on the map. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. I wish it was more than because this weed, this cannabis stuff. You know what I'm saying? This marijuana.
Is there anybody that's like super celebrity status that we all know that's from Palmdale or
probably
Palmdale?
Probably Paul George. Paul George, he's on the Clippers. He's from Palmdale. Josh Christopher, shout out to my young bull Josh. He just got drafted to the NBA. Let's see, it's a couple of dudes out there.
I know they got money. Like they got some money parts out there.
Yeah,
too.
It's a couple of dudes in sports and music wise. Nah, not really in music. You know what I'm saying? The biggest scene is probably sitting on your couch right now. You know what I'm saying?
It gets hot out there, doesn't it? Like
yeah,
in the 120s and
oh yeah, you better be
that's unthinkable heat. Like, how do you survive that? Do you just have to like crawl in a hole for 6 months a year?
Oh yeah, you do, bro. Like you sit in the house. Like if you don't sit in the house, you gotta go to the beach. If you don't go to the beach and get that breeze, you sit in the house and make sure that AC work, because your car AC definitely probably don't work. You feel me?
Right, out there.
Yeah,
cars
not
must
out
go
there.
down like crazy.
Yeah, so
how long have you been performing?
Performing rapping, I say 4 years, but I've been rapping for 5. Yeah.
And what's your style? I'll ask you questions.
People would say the generic shit. I don't like to put my shit in a box. I don't like to put, nah. I'm like a.
It's good though. I mean, I took the time.
You know what I'm saying?
It sounded really good.
I like putting my shit in a box. You know what I'm saying? If I could cut up out of the box soon as with some different shit. Like, oh shit, I didn't know you had that in his arsenal. But I say
parents
boom.
Musical?
Huh?
Are your parents musical?
Step Pops, yes, he's a singer. He used to go by Cali Boss back in the day, and then he switched it up to Tiger Ray.
Cool.
Yeah, that's my step pops, but that's my father. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? He be taking me to the car. Boy, listen to this. You know what I'm saying? It's about your mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my goodness, here we go again. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, but that's how he loved her so much, and I just repeat that in my ear every time. Like, I gotta make it. I gotta make it. Or else I'm gonna be pulling my son in the car. Like, boy, you better listen to this. So. Yeah, my step-pop's a big influence off of that.
Yeah, it's a different family dynamic when you have music in the family, It's very bonding in the household.
Yeah.
I could do nothing musically. Absolutely nothing. What's like your 5-year plan for the music industry? How do you want to take in?
Well, I got my own record label called Mert Records. Mm-hmm. That's named after my great-great-grandma, Myrtle.
Love that name.
Appreciate
Everybody
it.
loves that name.
Appreciate it.
They don't use that name enough no more. I haven't seen a Myrtle in a long time.
Yeah. Actually, when I was in New York, last month, it's a Myrtle Drive, and I did a music video right there because it says Myrtle Drive.
That's
so
cool.
It was really dope, and yeah, they'll see. It's coming out soon.
Come here, boy. This one's about your grandma.
Yeah, for real. This one, come here. This one, for real. You gotta understand. Full circle. Break that knot. really try to picture a legacy out there, not just from a male's aspect, but the women too, because the women held us down. Because I don't even remember my grandfather, or my great grandfather. I remember my great grandma and my grandma, and I'm like, whoa. And when I grew up and thought about that, I said, "Man, that's big." But now I got to transfer it over to like a male bringing.
How old are you now?
I'm 28.
Oh, you're just a baby.
Yeah. I'm still young.
You don't remember when the world was hard?
Shoot, right now it's turning hard for our generation.
It's
a different type of hard. Everything's turning
COVID affected you?
and yeah, COVID. Yeah, of course. Because I love traveling. You know what I'm saying? And I love being around. I have kids as well, so I love being around my kids. But traveling and being around kids don't mix because now you're making them sick,
right.
and you're in a situation
or you could potentially have it, but no symptoms.
Exactly.
So you don't know.
So it's like you got to balance that. The time and the effort. To create that bond and stuff just with the COVID going on. So
see, I went and got vaccinated and thought I was gonna have to deal with this, and I did it first. I was like, okay, cool. Turn me into a robot. I don't care what I'm doing.
Whatever's going
All
on.
I feel like is the first round of people are not the ones that are gonna get screwed over. It's the next. Once they got your trust, then they put the microchips in.
Nah,
that's just a test vax.
Nah, I believe the vax. The vax is real. All that is real. But like I said to you outside before we started this, man, I'm a God believer. You know what I'm saying? So whatever God, if He made the problem, He could solve it. You know what I'm saying?
What if God put the scientists that created the vaccine here to solve the problem? It's an old saying about a guy who's standing on top of his house in a flood, right? And they send a boat to come get him. He goes, no, God's gonna help me. And the boat goes, and then they send like helicopters. No, God's gonna help me out. And then eventually the guy drowns, and then he goes to heaven.
I was gonna tell you the same story, but I heard it from a Will Smith film.
I sent you a boat. I sent you a helicopter.
Exactly. What was the big idea? But with that happening, I just said the guy he got what he wanted at the end of the day. You're with God, right? Is the best of both worlds. I'm not afraid of dying because God is nobody.
Living organically.
Yeah, God is nobody to fear. If he was, then we wouldn't all be here.
Some of us might not be going that way.
Yeah, some of us might not be. Some of us might not be.
Vax me quick. I don't want to find out.
Travis Scott, they talk about him a lot.
What do you think? What do you think about all that?
I think that's his own area. If you deal with wickedness, you're gonna have wickedness at the end. If you deal with the light, you're gonna have light at the end. It's just the same.
They're saying people saw portals, and stories get blown up, and then just triss-trossed around, and the news especially will turn whatever they want you to see, through clever editing. But when they start saying that it was a big sacrifice, and you hear from people that are like, speak like me tooing to the devil. Y'all let Jesus. He's pissed.
No, I hear you.
Jesus at the door. He don't look happy.
I feel like with that, he
Do you
really,
never wear a condom during sex, no matter how dirty she is, because God's got you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I just pick them wisely.
I'm
gonna keep it honest, but I was in a relationship for a long time, so I never had that problem. I'm a relationship man. You know what I'm saying? I don't really.
But God put the guy.
God put it there. He made them. You got to use them. But just like science, I believe in it, but everybody got to go with the right intentions. If money's the intention around this vaccination,
and it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell
because now everything, they'll give you solid conspiracy theories, and then they throw in 500 others that are whack just so that it pollutes what they're trying to get out or whatever message.
Exactly. And I promote vaccination. I'll tell everybody go get vaxxed, in a minute. But for myself.
Did you get vaxxed?
No.
Would you tell everybody else to get vaxxed?
I will.
That's how I do it.
Just like voting.
I want to see what happens to you first.
Just like voting. I'm going to see if it works. I'm
you
going
got
to
a little sniffle over there, Grammy?
As soon as you come back and be like, that voting shit is real. Okay. Now I'm about to go do it as well and see if it turns out why.
See, and that's what I think they're waiting on, is the whole crowd is like you, especially in the black community now. They're real reserved to get the vaccine.
Oh, yeah.
But as soon as they see enough people get the safe vax and they really want to target a community, y'all are going to jump in at the same time, trusting.
Yeah,
and then
you'll
get turned into a super soldier.
That's the cycle. And they're going to already have the evolvance to disappear whatever you think you thought was the mark of the beast or anything like that. That's going to be gone in your mind.
Here's what scares me. Last week or so, I hosted the IPAC show convention, and it's all doctors, top doctors, like the guy who cured AIDS, Dr. David Ostro. He didn't cure AIDS, but he helped.
Yeah.
It's just the top people, and we're all sitting in the room. Everybody's kind of smoking, they all smoke weed.
Yeah.
And those that come out publicly and say they smoke, the ones that don't. And somehow they started talking about vaccinations, and I'm like, hell yeah, I got vaxxed. And the whole room got quiet. And they just looked and started laughing their ass.
Laughing at you?
And I'm like, you guys aren't vaxxed? Anthony was there. I was like, you guys aren't vaxxed? And they're like, hell no. Because I thought they were making custom. I'm like, you guys make your own vax at home? And they're like, oh, I was trying to cure Lyme disease back in '84, and I made this, and this cures COVID, and this cures COVID. And
damn.
But they're not getting what the government's putting out. And that was a room full. I was chilling in a room full of doctors.
Yeah. So how does that make you feel now that you say you got
Stupid. Anthony been telling me the whole time I'm dead in 3 to 6 years.
Hey, that's what they're saying on the internet, but they say don't believe everything.
I thought they were all going to be like, yeah, we're vaxxed too, and I was going to talk shit to them the whole way home. We're stopping at CVS on the way home, dog. Nope.
Nah.
Nope.
But isn't that like I said, I believe in science as well. Like you said, science is good as well. But a lot of things science can't.
What about when 50 Cent sang the song about getting vaxxed? What was it 50 Cent and?
Oh yeah, we was on stage.
Yeah, and they're all shouting out for the vax. They paid off a bunch of high members in the black music industry.
Oh yeah.
To do some "We Are the World" vaccine song.
Yeah, they do that, and you can see it in the commercials too, man. Come on, like I seen a commercial about this dude talking about wearing a big chain. He's from Arkansas. Talking about, man, if you don't get vaxxed, these streets ain't gonna love you. Like, what? What are you talking about? Like, what are you, like,
we really jumping you out the crew.
Yeah, we jumping you out the crew if you don't get vaxxed.
I thought this was for life.
Yeah. So I was like, that's crazy. Like,
bring your card.
You know, but I mean, it's all you know.
Streets ain't gonna have no.
It's all you know. Everybody, they're trying to. Everybody
they're not gonna sell you weed no more and shit.
Nah, they not. They're not even letting people. But I never thought weed was the best in the shops. Weed was never been the best in the shops to me. I'll go in the shop and I'll walk
all
straight
the black
out.
market stuff.
Yeah, I'll go straight out like, okay, that's okay.
Never in my life had to question, am I smoking powdery mildew or am I smoking some weird Mexican pesticide?
Yeah.
And I know I have. I know everybody else smoking weed has too.
Yeah.
Still ain't nobody died from it.
Nah. And then with that Travis shit, we all know they're doing other
untested.
shit.
No.
That's that back door for sure.
There's a little swaggy in there.
You know what I'm saying? But back door is better than the front door sometimes.
It's good. I mean, as long as you grind it up, it looks like real weed.
It looks like real weed right there. It looks like that kush. Looks like that kush.
So, Travis Scott, Devil's Back. Where would we leave off?
Shit,
Weed's good, huh?
We good. Now you got me. Shit, weed's good. Yeah, but everybody go get vaxxed, man, if you can, man. And
but he ain't doing it.
He
ain't doing it. And then send him pictures and update letters every month. And if you start coughing.
Nah, because, they trying to start a war between unvaxxed and vaccinated people, too, I feel like.
I won't let my family get vaccinated, like my kids and all. I have no desire to vaccinate. And at the same time, and I'm very in between on this because we've been getting vaccinated forever. You can't even get to school without 20 or 30 shots.
Smallpox.
They just added another one into it. Everybody's losing their mind.
Yeah, it's just the way they went about it. I mean, you could have went about that so more smoothly, but how they went about it was like, this will kill you today. Like, and none of us.
Were you like a Trumper at all?
I don't have no opinion.
Political affiliate.
Trump is Trump. I fuck with Trump. If people say they don't fuck with Trump, they're lying. They're lying because Trump did him. He only cared about him, and most of the people in the world only care about themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, how he moved, even if it was selfish or not, it was for his well-being. And I'm all for your well-being.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I fuck with Trump with what he was doing.
I feel like he handled the COVID though.
Oh, Trump,
I feel like
he's an entertainer for sure. He wasn't even wearing no mask the whole time. And when he did, he didn't know how to wear a mask. So, I mean, it's Trump. Man. Trump is going to do Trump, Billionaires do what billionaires do, and they could do that. You know what I'm saying? He stayed in his lane. You know, he wanted to be president. He accomplished that. That was one of his dreams.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? I respect that.
You ever remember that show Quantum Leap back in the day? Dude jumped different bodies. It was Scott Bakula. It was old ass 80s. Very popular. They do it on Family Guy. They make fun of it all the time.
They switch bodies?
Like his spirit jumps out into different points in time. Well, the point is, at one time he jumped into a cab driver to right the wrongs, and in the back seat was Trump's dad and a kid Trump, and he's like, someday I'm gonna be president, you know. And they filmed this thing back in like the late '80s. It's a real trip how everything connects like that. Let's learn something cool. Where's Scott? Scott, you watching the clock? Everybody, welcome to the show. Scott Migdal, as he does every week. It gives us our educational nonprofit status.
The point. The spot is good. Touchdown! Monday Night Football. All right, this day in history.
What happened to the music? You were going to bump in.
Nah, I got my TikTok live streaming, so with no followers, or God only knows who's here or there.
Okay.
So, this day in history, November 8th, 1892. This is a presidential segment. In 1892, of course, November 8th, guess who got elected or re-elected?
Wilfred Brimley.
Guess who this man is?
Diabetes.
Can anybody guess who this president is? He
Wait,
is the
what year?
22nd and
Was
24th
that Hoover?
president.
Herbert Hoover?
No.
Eisenhower.
No.
Roosevelt.
This is Big Steve Grover Cleveland.
Ah.
would've
His
never got
nickname,
that.
Big Steve. Big Steve is the first president to win 2 terms non-consecutively.
Big
Ooh,
Steve.
that's cool.
Yes.
liked him.
1892. He defeated Harrison, and he got reelected.
Your pictures look haunted. You
Yeah.
bring in some old, scary ass.
No, they're old. They're nice frames, and this is actually now, Mike. Who's our source for this picture?
Associated Press.
No, it is not.
New York Times.
Nope.
Fuck if I know.
The White House.
Oh, how would I know that?
I'm educating you, just like everybody else.
Okay.
The presidents are all published by the White House. This is his presidential picture. So in our president segment, in 1960, of course, our favorite, or my favorite president, got elected. In 1960, JFK. Believe it or not.
It was cool.
JFK didn't last long, unfortunately.
That's what
because
Marilyn
of,
Monroe said. Get it?
neither.
Stand sex.
JFK got whacked by the mafia or Oswald in a lone gunman or lone wolf episode, or who knows.
The magic bullet.
Hello, ask J. Edgar Hoover who killed JFK, huh?
Didn't J. Edgar Hoover wear dresses?
Supposedly. J. Edgar Hoover was a very tough and was in charge of the FBI when JFK was in office. J. Edgar Hoover didn't last long after JFK got assassinated. We're going to do a trivia contest for the holidays. I'm going to be giving a goodie bag with 8 presents for Hanukkah. If you can answer, in order for you to get in the drawing, I'm going to take 10 people. Answer this question. What does this mean in theory? What does this hypothetical or this equation, what does this mean in order to in order to get
It's
yourself
like the
in
layout to my house.
I know, right? In order to get yourself entered in
room.
the contest, answer this question. What is this? So our third president in this segment, of course, in 2016, believe it or not, you guys were just talking about him. Here he is in 2016. Guess who got elected?
Shit, that's the best segue we've ever had.
Hey, guess what? This ain't a bad picture for him. Look, I did not approve of this. He ran 4 years And basically, did he mess up the country? Half the country says yes, half the country says no.
What do you say?
So, what do I say? Let's do
Yes
the
or
next.
no?
Let's do the next story.
I'll tell you who killed JFK, but you can't have his opinion on Trump.
I'm a Republican, so our last
switch the
story
joint.
for today in 1972. Guess what premiered? HBO.
You know what HBO stands for?
Hobo.
Home Box Office.
That's right. They premiered the movie Sometimes a Great Notion. Never even heard of this movie. But here's the original logo for HBO. Here's the joke. It's Sunday. You're Jewish. What are you doing? You're getting Chinese food and you're watching HBO.
That
The
damn
Sopranos,
racist.
The Wire, Boardwalk Empire, all sorts of good things. Now HBO's in the dumper. Ain't got one good show on Sunday night. I'm watching
What about
Fear Walking
real,
Dead.
Don't they do Real Sex?
Yeah,
That was like the
that's
first
not
porn
bad.
everybody in my generation ever watched, and they kept real. You remember Real Sex? HBO's Real Sex? Where
Nah.
they go on the street and they're like, "Hey, how many guys have you been with?" And the girl's like, 16, and her man next door is like, "Whore."
Nah, I haven't seen that shit. That's
You know,
Right? Then they take you into like where they run around as horses and bang all day. And
all right.
you have worked this football into a segment every week for the last 5 shows.
Monday Night Football. Pittsburgh.
Oh, that's why it's football season. See, that's how much I know about sports.
Monday Night Football. Pittsburgh at home against the Bears. Who's the pick?
It's the Steelers versus the Bears,
Steelers by 7.
which
They
means
got-
they're favorited.
Yes, they got covered by 7. Who's the pick, Mike?
Where are they playing?
At home. Steelers at home with Big Ben.
Pittsburgh. Where's Pittsburgh in the map?
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
And Chicago.
And Chicago gets cold too, but Pennsylvania is a different kind. Here, try this, the backwood.
Oh, no, thank you.
I can taste the weed.
Big shout out to Mr. Peterson, of course, our research physicist. That
Who do you
helps
think's
me
gonna
with.
win? Did we find out
Huh?
who's gonna win the football?
Huh?
Who's winning the football? Who's your pick?
My pick, Steelers at home with the 7.
Yeah, just because of the weather.
Yeah, Big Ben.
Mhm.
Ben Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger, actually. Ben Roethlisberger.
It's his last year.
Yes,
No, I
yes.
don't know
he's-
shit. I heard
no,
someone else say
John, our supervising producer, brought up that Ben is retiring this year. And I was like, so what? He's a great player. He'll probably be in the Hall of Fame. He's got a couple Super Bowls under his belt. So I like Ben. I love Ben running around in the backfield being chased by a couple of the defensive linemen. He's like, he's a tough cookie.
What's the smallest thing you've ever bet on in football? Like the coin toss, or because I know in New York they do weird shit, like whose shoe's gonna come off first, who's gonna punch somebody first.
First to be ejected.
That's a good one.
That is.
Oh no! First, fragrant First, fragrant foul
This is our 19th show too, for anybody who's counting. So next week, it'll
Is
be our
the-
20th.
infamous 20th show.
I never counted them before.
Missed it by a hair.
Just a
20th,
hair. Yeah, the
yeah.
19th is a
No,
good
no,
one.
you know what's a good one? Unsportsmanlike conduct. That's you get ejected for the game right there.
Mm.
You did something in the end zone, or you did something to the quarterback. That's a automatic ejection. So yeah, I mean, there's some good fouls. Football is definitely. I did not play football on teams in high school because I didn't want to get messed up.
Right.
I played basketball and baseball, and I like playing sports.
Well, that's Scott Migdal. Scott_Migdal for this day in history. You all have learned something through the stoniest part of the star. I'm like at that spot where I'm like, whew.
Oh boy,
Thank you again, sir. We appreciate you.
HBO. Answer the question.
Scott Migdal, everybody. Answer
Oh my
the question.
God, it's a fumble.
You're
He's
gonna
got
get
the ball. He's running.
8 Hanukkah gifts that are all socks. You ever get to celebrate Hanukkah?
Nah.
Never
no.
dated like a Jewish girl or nothing?
Nah.
You don't know what you're missing.
A checklist.
Constant
It's on my
brat,
checklist.
Knowing, no. Dang, Scott.
I
You
know.
okay? Did you break it?
No.
Okay. Well, you know we're not insured like that. Were you taking speakers away too? Everything, just cleaning the set off as he goes. I think we just got robbed. Reggie Rare,
Yes, sir.
how you feeling? It's like a
hi,
sleepover,
man.
right? Like my weird uncle just came in right now, and he
Nah,
tells us
nah,
his
he was-
old
he was He
stories.
was speaking facts, man. It's
But
always
he lets
good
you
to-
smoke weed, so he's cool. So you just sit there and
You
listen
know,
and
you
learn a
learn
little.
facts, you know what I'm saying? It's like playing YouTube back. You know what I'm saying?
I learned a lot of shit.
Yeah.
It's like a walking Google.
Come on, man. That boy is knowledge. Knowledge Scott. He got a new nickname, Knowledge Scott.